Becky 2, Bloodtears. This movie was better than the first one. I mean, that's rare to happen that a movie, the second one, is better than the first one. Especially these days. Back then, the sequels competed back then. Like Rush Hour, Friday, Next Friday. Like, those sequels back in the day was really competing. Like, they was trying to top that first one. These days, it's just like, okay, the first one did well, so I'm just keep doing them until I want to stop, pretty much, because people gonna watch them if they watch the first one. Usually, whoever watched the first one, gonna watch the second one most of the time. So I thought it was a pretty good, I'm going to be jumping all around. I thought it was a pretty good movie up until the end. I'm like, okay, as I was watching, I was like, this is a pretty good movie. This is a pretty good movie. And I'm like, is it really going to determine if it's great depending on how they wrap it up? And it just wasn't wrapped up well to me. It kind of just lost, I don't want to say realism or being realistic, but it just kind of fell apart to me. I thought it was really funny too. I laughed like out loud. It's like, how you laughing out loud from something that's not supposed to really be a comedy? Good movies have a bit of everything: action, suspense, thriller, comedy. A good movie have all of them in there, so they had all the elements in there. But the thing that I was laughing this hard, and not laughing hard like how I laugh at Tyler Perry movies, like where you ain't supposed to be laughing. But like I said, I laughed harder in this, and it's not necessarily a comedy. It's crazy. Like, it was like laughs at the right moments and serious at the right moments. Like when they was in a diner at the beginning, then they met the girl, then the wife was hitting on Becky, and the husband was not having it. But that scene was funny to me. There's other scenes that was funny too, but that was the first time I laughed. I was like, oh, okay. And two, I don't know why. First, okay, I saw the trailer, read the description, got pretty much what it was. But when I saw the pool, okay, we found that she was a lesbian at the cafe at the beginning, right? And she was the one wanting to sleep with the women, not him. Because at the beginning, they made it seem like he was the one wanting to sleep with the women. Well, they made it seem like, but they were like alluded. They didn't mention her at all, pretty much. It made it seem like every time, they go sleep with a woman, they have to pay. They end up demanding $15,000 because they own this big mega church. So they end up wanting money every time they sleep with them. I don't know why they just didn't have one woman. Maybe she didn't want any feelings involved in it. I don't know why they just didn't have a girlfriend. That didn't make no sense. Why are y'all doing this every night? Especially if it's backfiring. If these women are saying, hey, I want money, either pay them up front or just get one girlfriend. I don't know. Maybe she just wanted multiple, but no, Becky was in the house with them cooking and stuff. So it's like, surely multiple wasn't an issue. So I didn't understand why they just couldn't get a girlfriend. But yeah, at the beginning, they made it seem like it was him. But it found out at the diner, it was really her, and it was just funny to me. And then, but the pool boy came in. When I first seen it, I was like, oh, is they both gay and they both each other beards? Because he was sitting by the pool, or the pool boy was cleaning. I was like, oh, okay. But then after, when Becky came with the groceries, and then the pool boy obviously liked her. So you like, okay, they probably gonna get together. And then how he was looking at Becky, I was like, okay. Because for some reason, like he wanted Becky, he was attracted to Becky, but he just didn't want Becky with his wife. That whole thing throughout was confusing to me. Like, does he end up sleeping with her on his own? Although the wife planned that because she didn't sleep with him in 3 months, so he can, want to sleep with somebody. And then it ended up being, obviously, Becky was right there. She purposely didn't sleep. I was so confused because it seemed like they had a sexual relationship, but then the night of the anniversary, when they slept together, it seemed like he didn't want to sleep with her. He was just laying there. But then later on, he was like, oh, I have needs. But he didn't even seem like he wanted to sleep with her that night. So that was confused. Me didn't seem into it. So he seen Becky, then he got into it. But I'm like, they should have had it where he was into it, but he just got more into it when he seen Becky. I don't know. Because he was just laying there not into it. Then she came. That was weird to me. Because it seemed like pretty much their relationship was based off sex. I don't know why he was with her if he didn't want to be with her. It wasn't like, oh, he got pregnant. He was like, oh, I got to do the right things. I'm in the church and Christian, whatever. It's like, I didn't understand why he was with her. Especially he was in love with the other girl, and I understand she was married, and all this time, they didn't have an affair until the point where he got married. And, like 2 years into a relationship with her, then he had an affair. But I just didn't understand why. He was like, both of us, he was telling the dude that was the mayor, he's like, both of us are with people that we don't want to be with. You take mine, I take yours. And I'm just like, why did you marry her if you didn't like her? I just don't understand. Like, yeah, maybe you like it and you grew out of it, but it's like, and I don't know. There was just certain stuff was a little weird. But it was so interesting that the whole time I was like, okay, do know that Susie cheated on him. Susie and Becky, they out of control. No, was it Susan or Sarah? Okay, let's go. It was Suzanne. I don't know. I'm talking about Susie, Sarah. I feel like it was casted pretty well for the most part. Like definitely the black cast is cast pretty well. Like everybody was pretty. I love that and gorgeous. Then them two matching when they was matching when they on the camera. I was like they both look good. I'm like they both need to be on a magazine or something. And they was like matching, like quarter coordinated. Her body was good. It was just like I was like, yes, they doing it. Then when she was telling the girl in the bathroom that she can't have a baby, but I was like, y'all have money, so they didn't make it clear. I don't know if she was saying she just didn't have any eggs or she just can't carry. But there's solutions to both. If you don't have any eggs, you can get another woman's egg and your husband's sperm, and then you can carry the baby. Now, if you can't carry the baby, you can get your egg and his sperm and then have somebody else carry it. So there's solutions to it. It wasn't like, oh, we want a baby, well, we don't have any money. Like, it was solutions that they could try that they didn't make it seem like they tried. So, because she said, I just found out I can't have a baby 2 weeks ago, although they've been together 5 years. So, yeah, I waited 5 years to go to the doctor to see if you can have a baby or not. So, I don't know. That was a little strange. Susan, I was just like, they should have cast somebody else. The two men was fighting over her since high school, and they both wonder. I think the other dude, the mayor, he didn't really want that girl. He just wanted her because he was trying to compete with him. Like, I don't understand. Isaiah doesn't. He was just going to compete with Isaiah, so it's like, you didn't really want him, yeah. This is when the story fell apart to me, when Becky went over to cook the mayor and Susan dinner. And then that whole plan, it just didn't, it was like, what? Yeah, they was like, oh, he get blind, did some rage, he can't remember what happened, and she done called multiple times, he was abusing her. But even if you get blind, fits a raise, and that was your excuse, clearly, like, we saw him hit her, she had a bruise on her face, so he wouldn't, they'll see a bruise on her face, but oh well, yeah, he don't remember it, so oh well, let's leave. Like, it's not how it works. Oh yeah, he leave the mess out of him, we can see it, but his excuse is, oh, I don't remember it, so let's just leave. That I was like, okay. But then too, they were saying that everybody was in his pocket, like, he pretty much was doing cricket stuff. So I'm like, even if he woke up, thought that he shot her, although the position of that was weird because he was laying down. Did she put the gun in his head? But then the lady was shot in the head, truly from somebody standing up. So he shot her and then passed out. I don't know, I guess, but he was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna throw the book at me. He could have planted on her, be like, oh no, I'm gonna say you did it. He could have knocked her out, Becky out, put the gun in her hand and said she did it. Yes, she tried to come into me, I told her no, and she shot my wife. He could have made up a story. You think a man that loves power and has done all these things in his life is going to roll over like that? If he really felt like the cards were stacked against him later on, but his first reaction wouldn't have been to unalive himself. It would have been to, okay, I need to think of a plan to get out of it, not to. So that didn't fit his character to me, one, and two, it didn't really make any sense. Like, he just woke up and was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna throw the book at me, and then he shot himself, and then she was smiling like they knew that's what he was gonna do, although that didn't fit to me. And even then, it's like, you had a loaded gun in his hand, so how did they know that he wasn't gonna shoot her and then find a way to clean it up? Because that's what I would assume he would do. So that part was just weird to me. It didn't really make any sense. I thought it was gonna be better than that. Two, I thought maybe, they was gonna have the woman shoot him and then have her go to jail for shooting him, Then she's sitting in jail, but maybe she wanted her alive. He's like, even if she's sitting in jail, he's still gonna be in love with her and visit her. I don't know, but he couldn't be with her. I mean, he could be with her, but she's still gonna be in jail. Then why now at all time you like, oh no, I'm gonna be with Susan. Then they kept being like, Susan, yeah, Becky reminds me of Susan. And I was like, do they ever remind each other? They don't look nothing alike. But okay. And then the dude that worked with Isaiah was like, oh, because she's white? He was like, yeah. Sure, yeah, exactly, that's it. And then he was like, oh, he was mad at him. I thought he was mad at him because he didn't block, like he missed the block, and then I thought Isaiah had got injured or something, and that's why he didn't get it. That's what I thought it was going to be. Like, because at the beginning he mentioned, oh, you did something with football. Like, I was like, oh, maybe he got injured and couldn't play anymore. And then, because he thought he was going to be a football star. But then they was like, oh, instead of him getting a touchdown, the other dude got a touchdown. I'm guessing that's what they were saying. And then he ended up getting a scholarship over him to wherever Susan was going. And I'm like, if you were that good to get a scholarship, thought you was going to only get a scholarship to one place. Because he was mad at the dude that the dude took that scholarship instead of taking, I think, a scholarship from another place. But it's just like, okay, yeah, scholarships are great, but that's not the only option. Maybe that wasn't the option for him, like, loans and stuff like that. But I'm just, okay, I don't know. That was just weird. Until I don't know their ages, I don't know the timelines. Like, I don't know how he ended up getting into being in a mega church. Like, how did he get to that point? Like I said, that just was weird. I thought it was gonna be like, yeah, you didn't block for me. You didn't on purpose because he wanted Susan. They both wanted Susan, so you didn't block for me on purpose, and you got injured and this and this and this and that. I was stuck with her because she ended up getting pregnant. Okay, well, you didn't have to be with her. Yeah, I could just co-parent, but yeah, okay, whatever. And then, where was the kid at? Like, how old was the child and where was the child? They mentioned that they had a child. And if he act like he was stuck, then the child couldn't have been grown. So, could the child have been grown? Let me see, 20. I mean, yeah, the child could be grown. Depending on, I don't know what their age is supposed to be like. I don't know what the time I was supposed to be, but I guess, yeah, sure. If let's say they had a child at 20. And then they've been together for 20 years, and that make them 40. So it'll make the child 20. But yeah, that football thing, one was weird. When they was having a conversation about it, I was like, okay. It just didn't really make sense to me. Then she was like, she would act like she didn't want to be with me. Because she was like, I was into him before you, I was 11 before you. And then he was like, why are you with me then? She was like, for kids. But lesbian couples can have kids, like I said, there's other ways. People will be writing like we back in the old times. Like, there's not other options in present day, but okay. They wanted Isaiah to come around and be like, okay, well, we're all going to be a family, but he didn't want that. So they pushed him in the pool. And then earlier he was like, when he was talking to the mayor by the pool, getting mad at him about the football situation and all that other stuff when they was at the house. He was saying, oh, and somebody can slam or something along those lines. And he was like, oh, why? Because I'm black or something. He was like, yeah, pretty much. And he was like, okay, well, yeah, I can't swim, but he was saying his wife can swim or whatever. So I was like, okay, that must gonna be doing something with the pool, because that conversation wasn't really needed. But then fast forward to the end, you see he didn't want to conform with whatever they were doing, although I don't know why. Because he'd been doing it for 5 years now. Susan gone. Susan was his only thing stopping him, really. So if I don't understand what was the big turn. Like, he was together with her for 5 years. Why was he so disdained now? I didn't understand that. Because he got somebody pregnant now, but he wanted a baby and he was sleeping with Becky. Like, I didn't understand why he was so mad at that point. Oh, like, okay, yeah. Well, this is what it is. I've been doing it anyway. Susan not here anymore, so let's just do it. I would be mayor and we gonna keep faking it how y'all been faking. I don't know why he didn't do that, but whatever. So then they pushed him in a pool, but then I was like, he looked pretty tall. It wasn't like he was short. So I'm like, can he just stand up? And even if you can't just stand up, can you jump? Like, you can jump. He's tall enough to be able to jump. Just jump. All you gotta do is land and keep jumping. He was tall enough to do that. Now, I'm assuming, I had looked this up because I was like, okay, what's the highest feet a pool can be, especially in the backyard? The average, they was like, I think it said 4 to 6 or something. But then there's special pools, like diving pools. I don't know if I seen a dive before, but maybe I did. I don't know. I wasn't really looking at the time. But okay, let's say if it's a pool, they say special pools can be anywhere from 7 to 8 or whatever, or 6 to 8 or whatever. 8 is the highest, pretty much, is what I'm saying. Okay, if that's the case, then okay, I guess. But if it's the other case, then I'm like, he shouldn't have. I don't know. It was like he was in the ocean. I just was so confused. If the average foot high is 6 feet, I don't understand. Even if it's a little over 6 feet, I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, he could have jumped. That run, it was just weird to read. Like I said, the ending just fell apart to me. It just fell apart, and I was like, what's going on? If the end was done right, it would have been a good movie. Like, if it was just tied together a little more, they was just missing little details, little small details to make it make sense. Like I said, they could have made both of them get unalive, but the way it was done didn't make any sense. It would have made more sense if Becky shot the woman, Susan, and then shot him under his neck because he was passed out. And how did he just wake up all of a sudden? She must didn't give him a biggest dose. She would have shot Susan, because obviously he didn't shoot Susan, so that wasn't a problem. It wasn't like she put the gun in his hand and shot him, so that wasn't the issue. He had to leave after that because obviously she couldn't be seen because she was on the run to kill people. It would have made more sense if, like I said, if Becky would have shot Susan, and then she would have shot him, like where he shot himself, like under the neck, and then wiped the gun and then put it in his hand. That would have made more sense to me than him doing it himself. I was like, it just didn't make sense to me. And then with the drowning, it would have made more sense if they were holding him under. Not him just drowning his by himself. That is strange to me. And then, okay, then to wrap it up, because I've talked too long about this movie. Okay, to wrap it up, at the end you find out, but you was so stupid. Y'all been hiding all this time that y'all been together. The pool boy and Becky been sleeping together. They been hiding all this time. She was really pregnant with his baby, although I don't know how she would necessarily know that. Right, are they just assuming that the other dude pulled out? But if he did, he would have questioned him more. Or he was like, I don't know, like, yeah, you can still get pregnant. It's mad ways to get pregnant. I'm just like, if you see with somebody, you know, who wearing a condom, yes, you can get pregnant. Was she just assuming? Like, how did she know that it wasn't his baby? And it couldn't have been like, oh, he just looks so much like him, because that was the case. The wife would have put it together that the baby don't look like Isaiah. I think the baby was named Sean, look like Isaiah, which is crazy. So they hid all this time, the fact that they were sleeping together. And then all of a sudden, it her and that wig, I guess there's a politician wig. I don't know why the wife had that wig on. But okay, so he was like, dang, you came twice a week. Then they snuck around, although she's right there. She should just let him go to the pool by himself. And they stayed talking, but they can go out there talking and being close to each other and saying this and saying that. It's like, that didn't even make no sense. Like I said, they've been sneaking all this time successfully. Now all of a sudden, no. Yeah, I'm gonna do that while she's right there. That was didn't make any sense to me. He did. She grabbed the knife, and then they insinuated. Then it went off. They was insinuating that I don't think it had no end credits. I didn't watch them. Hopefully, Tubi don't be having end credits. There's no once Tubi movie, it's the end. They start going to the next thing. So, and rarely do I say and stop and look. Like when I go to the movie, I stay through the whole thing. But usually, like I said, on two movies, they go to the next thing. Even Netflix, so you would assume that movies on Netflix and Tubi don't have post-credit scenes. I'm not saying they don't, but they do. That would be horrible to keep just rush to the next thing. Although you can go back, but anywho, I digress. So she grabbed the knife, insinuating that she was about to kill both of them, pretty much. So she already had the baby. How does being mayor work? Because I actually looked that up too. Because I thought once the people decided that's who it is, they would act like anybody can join the mayor race at any time. Like she was like, oh, I'll just join the race and I'll get all the votes. We have seen that people go vote for women. Yes, there are women mayors in other places, but they can vote for a black woman over that white man. Most likely, no. Yes, it has happened, but most likely no. For a mayor, yes. She was, especially you having big campaign and running. She was like, oh, I'll get a bigger sympathy vote than you. I mean, probably not. He was acting like Isaiah was down 18 points. He was down, but he kept wanting him to drop out. I don't understand that. Why didn't you want him to drop out if you so far ahead? It don't matter. You would only want him to drop out if y'all were super close. Like, if he's so far behind, why are you trying to look for dirt on him and do all this extra stuff? Like, you was doing the most stuff. That didn't make sense. They should have made it be closer to make him panic and try to get stuff on him. But them being so far apart, it's like, what is the point of this? Like, I don't even see his competition. So why am I trying to get you to drop out and get dirt on you and all this other stuff? Then the dude, like, he was so good at getting dirt and he didn't get nothing but a picture of them outside. I'm like, what? You ain't get that. Then she ended up like, oh, I can't believe they voted me mayor. Like, how did you even get in the race? You should have went to whoever the other person was already in the race. Like, they added him, like, at any point, you can just jump in the race. Even if it's the day before the vote, you can just jump in the race. That's how they was making this even. That was weird to me. Okay, so that, and then, yeah, like I said, they made it like she gonna lie both of them, but if they do a 3, they could make it be anything. Anything can happen. She could have killed him or no, or they could have both killed her, or whatever. It can be anything. Or the wife could have killed him and then Becky killed her. Like, it could be anything. Like I said, if it's 4-3, then they can make anything that they wanted to make. Like I said, they can make her the new Becky. I don't know. Sure, you could name it the same thing. I guess you can. So she can change her name. Well, no, she's a mayor. So I don't know how they would do that. But last time I want to talk about is, instead of get it, when the dude came in, he owned another meta church. He was like, dang, he taking my congregation, so I want him pretty much gone, which was what he was saying. And I'm like, we never saw him again. Like, that was weird to me. I thought we was gonna see him again. It seemed like, but we never seen him again. It was like, well, that wouldn't need to be included. I mean, I get it why he was included, because the stuff he was saying and what type of person he was.